Now, Delivery Run is a gripping tale that follows a delivery man stranded on an icy mountain road. As the night falls and he finds himself with nowhere to escape, he becomes the target of a mysterious snowplow driver with deadly intent. Now, Lee must fight for his life against a relentless killer determined to survive the night. This trailer has me excited because of all the ingredients seem to add up. We have a lone traveler, our delivery guy, and he gets caught up in unfamiliar territory, which is the snow, by a serial killer who is likely the master of his surroundings. Now, this is sort of giving me all sorts of Rusty Nail and Joyride vibes. It seems that the snowplow driver gets road rage because this guy blows at him, perhaps because he's driving too slow. But this seems like one of those, oh my, what did I get myself into scenarios. But when he gets to his delivery destination, it's the house of the same snowplow driver that tried to drive him off the road. And just when you think that's all, he has to take refuge and lock himself in a cabin. But if that wasn't enough, the cabin he locks himself in has a woman already there, tied up. Now, this movie drops this year on October the 17th. And yes, sign me up for this movie, but hey, that's just me. What about you?
Good people amongst us.
Now, the Carpenter son tells the story of a family, including a young Jesus hiding in Roman-controlled Egypt, who are targeted by supernatural and divine horrors after the son discovers his hidden powers and rebels against his father. So, what does that mean? It appears that this movie is trying to make Jesus the villain. But to be fair, it follows the infancy gospel of Thomas. Now, this is a non-canonical book, and for good reason. If this movie is anywhere close to the text, here's what you can expect. Joseph is a frustrated parent attempting to discipline a temperamental and divinely powerful child. Now, the narrative goes that it features a young and often cruel Jesus who uses his supernatural powers impulsively, sometimes with deadly consequences. So, in this movie, evil Jesus learned that he is divine and becomes a killer. Don't believe me? I'll prove it. Jesus causes a man to go blind who snitched on him to his dad for misbehaving. Jesus then curses one of his teachers who tries to spank him by making him drop dead. Now, in the text, Jesus has the entire town shook, scared to make him angry, because after all, he's God. Now, as for Joseph, a mere human is powerless to stop him. The movie drops on November 14th this year. But what do I think? Now, as a Christian, I think it's garbage. But as a film critic, I want to see it. But I am 100% honestly biased. Why? Because you're mocking my God, my Lord. And I think it's blasphemous. But as a Christian, the only thing that makes me find solace in anything that mocks or ridicules the Bible or God in any form is that I know how the story ends. And in the end, Jesus wins. So go ahead, mock all you want. Just as the scriptures say, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord.
Monstrous.
Now, on a lighter note, The Bride tells the story of a lonely Frankenstein who travels to 1930 Chicago to ask groundbreaking scientist Dr. Euphronius to create a companion for him. The two then revive a murdered young woman and the bride is born. But what ensues is beyond what either one of them could imagine. Murder, possession, and a wild and radical cultural movement, and outlaw lovers and a wild and combustible romance. This has a sort of Bonnie and Clyde feel to it. Frankenstein and his bride get caught up and they get involved with some shady and unsavory people. And I believe this movie is what Joker 2 should have been. A real Joker and Harley movie that seems to create mayhem and commit murder. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they are about to do DC better than DC did DC. Only they're using Universal monster characters. Now, this movie is slated to drop March 6th, 2026.
Grown man with man parts coming through.
Now, Queens of the Dead is a movie written and directed by Tina Romero. Yes, the late zombie movie legend George A. Romero's daughter. And she's breaking out with her first full-length movie that pays tribute to her dad while adding her style to it. This movie tells the simple story of drag queens and club kids putting differences aside to battle zombies. But the catch is they will each use their unique abilities and tools to fight the zombies with. Expect the person in the medical field to use those tools and someone in the performance and music field to use those tools. I hope it's much better than the movie Slay. I mean, I really wanted to like Slay, but it just didn't connect with me. Now, will this one work? I don't know, but it's done by Romero, so at least it has that going for it. Does it seem like this movie excites you? And if so, it drops on October 24th this year. Now, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle is a 2025 remake of the 1992 classic. It tells the story of the Morales family, with Caitlin and her husband Michael bringing in a new nanny, Polly, into their lives. But Polly is not who she appears to be. She is the pregnant widow of a disgraced gynecologist who committed suicide after facing accusations of sexual assault. But driven by desire for vengeance against one of the women who reported her husband, Polly infiltrates the family to exact her revenge, which leads to a twisted trail of violence against the Morales family. But the primary difference is that the 1992 The Hand That Rocks the Cradle is a classic revenge thriller, while the 2025 version is designed to be a sort of slow burn psychological thriller. Now, the remake also changes the setting from Seattle to Los Angeles and aims for a more intricate conflict beyond the original straightforward revenge plot. I gotta admit, I love the 1992 original, and if you haven't seen it, do check it out. But I'm also excited for this one as well. And this movie is set to drop on October 22nd this year on Hulu, so it won't be long. And until next time, when CEDtalks horror.